My name is Philip Young, and this is my ITEC3235-01 Human-Computer Interaction Stand and Deliver project for the topic of usability. And through my presentation, there are 5 factors regarding usability that I'd like to discuss. The first factor is to define usability. The second is to explore the various factors that affect usability. The third is to convey the importance of usability. The fourth is to discuss how to obtain good usability. And of course, the fifth is to discuss the effects of poor usability. So what we are going to do first is actually define usability. So what is usability? Usability, defined by Rogers, Sharp, and Priest, 2011, is defined through 6 ways. The first factor is that the interface is effective. The interface does what it's designed to do. And second, it's efficient. The interface does not create unnecessary delays in task completion. And third, the interface is safe. It does not put the user in danger. And the fourth is that it has utility. It's the right tools for the intended job. The fifth is that it has an easy learning curve. There's no in-depth training or extensive manual consultation necessary to master the interface. And finally, there's ease of remembrance so that users can remember how to use the interface for future uses, and they can also teach new users on how to use the device. Now that we have defined usability, what are the factors that actually affect usability? Well, there's 3 factors I would like to go over. The first, of course, is disability. And the 2 most important factors are vision and hearing, because the developers are going to need to rethink their design to accommodate these particular individuals. Now, the second factor is age, and that we need to consider the elderly in our user interface design. And there was a specific article, Mr. Greengard, 2009, that mentioned that not all elderly users have similar needs. So in that regard, you do need to complete extensive user research to understand your user base for developing your interface. And of course, the third factor is cognition. This is something that all humans have, and this is how we interact. And Rogers, Sharp, and Priest, 2011, they explain what these concepts are. And the first one is attention. The second one is perception. The third is memory. The fourth is learning. The fifth is reading, speaking, and listening. And the sixth is problem solving, planning, reasoning, and decision making. Now, overall, developers should attempt to ensure that all users have a similar or equal experience with the interface, and they should really look over those 3 factors when they're developing an interface to make sure that they are targeting the right user base there. Now, what is the importance of usability? Usability is extremely important. Usability makes or breaks a device. Much of the discussion in class thus far has revolved around the concept of usability. Design teams must consider all areas of an interface during development to ensure a successful interface. And of course, the main factor behind usability is the user. The user is in fact the reason for the interface. It's why the interface is developed, and that's why the development team is in business, is for the user. Now, how do we attain good usability now that we know what usability is? Well, Rogers, Sharp, and Priest, 2011, they mentioned Gold and Lewis, 1985, in emphasizing these 3 facts in regards to obtaining good usability. The first one is to actually have an early focus on users and tasks. Know the user base and study it extensively. And the second, of course, is use empirical measurement. Use prototypes for your design interfaces, and also use manuals to gauge the user interaction and the response to your project in progress. And of course, to use iterative design, in which problems are identified, fixed, and tested again repeatedly until the end result. And of course, good usability leads to satisfied users, and if they're internal, higher morale and increased production, because your employees are working with a good interface that helps them do their job well. And if it's external, there's greater customer satisfaction. There's greater customer satisfaction, of course, leads to more profit and a larger customer base. Now, what is the effect of poor usability? Well, it's the opposite of good. The main effect of poor usability is user frustration. And according to Rogers, Sharp, and Priest, 2011, this of course is caused by application instability. Application fails to respond to user actions, failure to meet user expectations, lack of system instruction for users, indecipherable error messages, poor interface design, either too gaudy or insults users, and the system has too many tasks for a user to complete. So a design team should really look at these factors when they're examining their interface to make sure it does not fall up under one of these categories. And of course, the final result of poor usability is, again, user frustration, customer loyalty disassociation, and if they're internal customers, poor morale and poor productivity. And of course, if it's external customers, possible loss of revenue and customer base. And in summation, that we have covered so far, usability is gauged by 6 factors: effective, efficient, safe, has utility, easy to use, easy learning curve, and ease of remembrance. The user is the reason for the interface, thus usability is paramount in design. Disabilities, age, and cognition all affect usability and need to be reviewed during design. Ensure all users have equal or similar access. And to ensure good usability, focus on the user during development. Study the user. And of course, good usability leads to great benefits for an organization, while bad usability has a probability of hurting internal and external customers. And that is the end of my presentation. And there are my references. Thank you.